What is up? We are at it. Double coverage with Double D, the debut show. I hope you're here to enjoy some good times. R2C Elite Dynasty. This is our first show, hopefully, first of many. So, kind of got to dive right into this and just anyone that's brand new or just now kind of tuning into the stream. R2C Elite is actually part of the R2C community. We are a group of guys that have been playing EA college football since, well, a lot of us been playing together for a long, long time. I actually took a break from college football whenever it went away for a bit, started playing a bunch of Madden. One of the co-commissioners of the league, a lot of people know him as Lulu, and Cash Money, my boy Kaz. Me and him have been close friends, pretty much brothers since 30 years plus now. So anyway, whenever we started to be able, when we got NCAA football came back, I actually ended up getting a PS5 just for I can be able to play in the league with them. I hated playing with the PS5 controller, so I ended up just go ahead and wait another year. Now that we have crossplay, the league is at it. So luckily, I got invited to join the R2C community. Their big thing and their big focus is on content creators that want to be able to get out there and get involved and get their content out there as far as their gameplay with NCAA football, trying to get you out there and really kind of just entertain some people. So I'm very happy with being able to get a chance to join them. One of the cool things that really kind of drew me to this league or this community was they're dynasties. They have several dynasties going on at the same time, but it's kind of like if any of y'all have watched or know anything about the Premier League in soccer in England, they have different tiers of leagues. So as you get moving from one league to the other, and you basically started one lower tier league, and then you move up and you move up, and then the very end or the highest competition league is the Elite League, which luckily I'm a part of this year. So great to be a part of it. If you are interested in getting into the community, we do have some contact information we left at the beginning of the video, so you might want to go back and check that out. We are going to post this on our YouTube channel. This is our first show, so hopefully we'll be able to add some things in here to be able to kind of get people directed to it and kind of continue to build that community of content creators. So if you're someone that's watching this and you're interested in becoming a content creator, as far as, big thing for us is we want guys that want to be able to, or willing to be on camera, you know, interact with your community and your people and your live streams. And then if you have YouTube channels, obviously you can build off of that. That's something I obviously want to do more of, is getting more involved in putting some YouTube stuff out there. But I've been playing EA Sports games for quite a while now, forever. I'm not gonna lie. If you ever watch some of my streams, you ever want to see someone freaking just blow up, I would be your guy, because anyone could tell you I am not a huge advocate of EA's games they put out. But I will tell you right off the back. Now, that's not saying I'm not very grateful for having now college football back. I despised Madden for the longest time. So, anyway, I don't really want to waste our time with any of that. I just want to kind of give everybody a breakdown of what R2C is all about and the community we have built out there and the one that we continue to build. And we really are starting to put out more of these content for people. We've actually already have a couple of guys who put out video podcasts already about the league. Benny, who is our coach for Penn State, puts out recruiting stuff every once in a while too. I'd love to have him on the show, and that's something I really would like to do, is be able to involve more of our coaches in guest appearances on the show, really kind of talk about them. And also eventually I would like to kind of move this towards just talking ball. Like, how do we use sim ball? And this is what this league is really about. It is really about playing sim ball and recreating that in this college atmosphere. I think you really can find that. A lot of people would say you can't do sim ball, and it is a video game, and I guess that's one of the big things that people and I kind of struggle with too. I know it's a video game. I know there's the human element's not going to ever be there, but there's obviously places for improvement. So anyway, so just get to it. We are actually in season 3. We're just finishing up season 3. We're actually in the playoffs now. I'm actually the coach of the Tennessee Vols, so we are actually in the playoffs right now. I actually just finished up a playoff game in the second round, so that is pretty much where we are going to be moving next, is getting into the second round of this stuff. So I am producing everything and I'm doing everything here, so some of these transitions might be a little bit of, I'm gonna say rugged, but might come off a little bit as just slow, and I'm kind of hard, having a hard time getting back and forth between things. But just know it's basically because I am trying to get everything kind of set up and moving along here. So, uh, right now we are going to take a look at the playoffs. So, if you notice here, I do have a ticker at the bottom. All this stuff is actually updated up to like the last 5 minutes ago. So if you're seeing down here some of these new scores, we are in the second round. We actually had Penn State and Ole Miss that played here recently. Actually, let's go ahead and bring them up and take a look here at what we got. So here we go. Here is the playoff bracket. So very first week of the season, our at-large team that got in was North Texas. Played against Earl, and Earl's actually contributed to some of my our material and our content we have tonight. When we get down to the Elite 8 power rankings. Earl did a lot of that for me, so I just want to send a big thank you to Earl. And again, this is something else I would like for a lot of our coaches in our community to be able to be kind of involved with. It's just kind of just building this podcast up for us. So so we had North Texas, Virginia Tech. Earl won. He's moving along. He's playing SMU. They have not played yet. I think they might actually be playing tonight, or they're being playing. They got scheduled for tomorrow. Then we had Oklahoma and North Carolina State. A lot of controversy in that game. It looks like we had a disconnect, or someone lost their internet, went down. They ended up having to play the whole game over after Oklahoma, and I felt was in total control of the game. I would have liked to see more of that being more of a situational setup, but the rules are the rules, and we stick to them, which is great. Hey, rules are there for a reason. So anyway, so they end up replaying. I believe they end up playing the whole game over again. North Carolina State might have spotted them 7 points. I'm not really sure. I did not get to watch the second part of it because it was getting later on the night, and I was starting to get ready myself. Baylor and Ole Miss. Ole Miss won that game, and pretty ecstatic. Won that game pretty running away, I would say. But Baylor had a good coach, and he's actually gotten a new job opportunity within the league. So we'll go over that a little bit later too in our coaching hot seat. UCLA and Auburn, they actually played. Also, Auburn ran away with it. I actually have played Auburn twice this season. I have walked away with wins in both of them. I was not looking forward to having to play him a third time. And believe you me, the score is 27-21. I'm not gonna lie. I was in control of the game and felt completely out of control at the end. I was sweating. At the end. So we'll go over a little bit. Some of our Skeet actually gave us a little bit of some rundowns of what he thought was going to happen in the games, and we'll kind of go over a little bit of that because, quite honestly, in my opinion, he's been kind of spot on. So if you were a bettor and you were wagering on this stuff, he almost hit these numbers right on the spot, right on the dot. So we'll go over a little bit of that. Oklahoma and Ohio State. Oklahoma is actually our reigning national champion as of right now. He is actually playing a computer. The Ohio State coach resigned, mainly because he was probably going to end up getting hit with some sanctions because of breaking some rules. He decided that instead of following those sanctions, he decided he just was going to quit. His decision, that's on him. But so that's actually a computer game. I see no reason why Oklahoma's not going to be able to pull away with that win. And then, like I said, we have Night Knowles, who actually did a podcast last night for the league. Did a great job. I enjoyed watching that one. Good deal. So another guy I would love to be able to have on my podcast and be able to. Like I said, I would love to be able to do some of that stuff with those guys too if they ever need someone else to kind of fill in as a guest and want to get some input. That's definitely something I want to kind of build towards. So my podcast that I want to do is kind of like I want to do a little bit of some Pat McAfee stuff. You're seeing here, so it's a little bit of a back and forth type things, and then some game day stuff because obviously we're all about college football here. So, and that's a big thing. Like most of our guys are in our league, are all about. Oh, so I just got an update. Looks like Virginia Tech won this game. Okay, all right. Smoke with the update. Thank you, Smoke. So it looks like we actually. Let me see. Let me back out here. See, baby, we got us an update. He did win 39-19, a big win. Another ACC clash. SMU actually ended up winning the ACC at the end, knocking out Florida State. And we got Earls moving on. So what a big deal. So that's awesome. So we're gonna probably get moving on. We might be advancing by the end of tonight if Coach can get on and get his stuff done. Uh, so we'll get a little bit on this. So this is kind of where we were at. So this is kind of where Skeet kind of gave us some input on some of these games. So let's start with the Auburn versus Tennessee game. So some of the numbers here: Tennessee, we're averaging 50.6 points per game, 514 yards of total offense, 9.5 yards per play, 49 touchdown passes, and was pretty high in the league as far as sacks. So Auburn, top tier scoring defense. I'm not gonna lie. I scored 2 touchdowns off of shot plays. If it wasn't for those, I probably would have lost. I mean, that's just let's call a spade a spade. I hit 2 shot plays. Just picked up. I thought he was in cover 3, took the shot and got both of them. So I'm not gonna disagree. Very strong defense there. Good balance on offense. My defense actually played fantastic the entire game, except for towards the very end. And then I gave him a touchdown at the beginning of the game. That was just stupid me stuff. So Skeet thought this was going to be what the key was. The matchup lens. Auburn is the most disciplined team in the game. Low on turnovers. I totally agree. Tennessee has the best offense in the conference by a mile. I have been explosive all season long. If anybody watches me play, I am very much a sling the ball around the field and get the ball in spaces. Obviously in college football, you find a lot of people that play zone a lot. Manage to say, but you're able to figure out ways to beat man on a regular basis. People play a lot of zone. I feel like I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? Patient. Would be able to find those spots in the zone and take them underneath stuff when I need to before I take my shots. My biggest thing is sometimes I don't get patient. When I get impatient, that's usually when things go bad. So as long as the Tennessee protects the ball, Auburn can't match the explosiveness. The funny part is I did not protect the ball very well. I think I turned the ball over twice. But I think I also got 2 turnovers myself. Actually, we could probably look at that real quick. Let's look. So, let's take a look. Also, we both had a turnover. I had an interception, and he had an interception. I thought I had another interception that game. Yeah, so we both had 2 turnovers that game, or 1 turnover each. So we end up winning a turnover bastion. So, Ski picked for Tennessee to win by 6.5 points. I won by 6. So, if you were betting on that betting line, you were right there on the edge. He kind of picked it right on it. So, and then the over-under was pretty close to it, too. He did pick Tennessee to win, 34-28. So yeah, Volunteers, firepower survives Auburn's discipline. Tennessee advances, but Auburn wins the respect game 100%. That is spot on, Skeet. Spot on. So yeah, I mean, you were spot on, dude. I mean, like, literally, I win the game at the end, advance, but nothing but respect for Montage. I mean, dude was class act. Just in the end, I mean, like I said, he started pouring it on at the end. I was starting to sweat. I was playing ball control, which probably could have got me bit my butt in the end, but that's what ended up happening. So unfortunately, like I said, Virginia Tech and SMU just finished up, so I really can't give very much feedback as far as how that game went. But let's go ahead and give a little bit of feedback from Skeet on this game. And Skeet plays in the ACC, so he probably has dealt with these guys and kind of knows what they do on a regular basis. So Virginia Tech's offense, 39.5 points per game. Virginia Tech's defense gives up 25 points per game allowed. 43 sacks, so he's up there in sack totals as well. He's solid against the run. SMU's offense, 27 points per game, so obviously his point per game is not as a little bit higher with Virginia Tech's give them. Their defense is pretty the middle to the bottom of the ACC, which if you look at the scoreboard here, it probably looks like it kind of came up to that. So matchup list: Virginia Tech has the line of scrimmage edge on both sides. SMU lives off the pass. Virginia Tech can rush for and still stop the run. In a playoff game, Virginia Tech's ability to run it 35 to 40 times is the separator. He picked Virginia Tech to win by 7.5 points. So that was a blowout, 39 to 19, and over under 55 points. So basically, if you pick Virginia Tech to win and took the points and took the over, you were going to be the winner there. Picked his score to be 31 to 20 SMU. He actually almost got SMU score around the back. SMU put up an extra couple of points there. But his remark at the end was Hokies grounded out with a run game and pass rush. SMU hits a couple of shots, but never contains or controls tempo. So let's take a look real fast and see how close Pete was. Rushing yards. He actually didn't get very much in rushing yards, but it looks like he was able to control the ball. I don't know if it will show me sacks here. He did get 3 turnovers. Obviously, that's the name of the game. If you win the turnover batters, there's statistics that show if you are the head in the turnover batters, you should win 80 to 90% of your games. That's what the stats show. So, so got to win there, and then let's take a look at the Ole Miss Penn State game. Numbers check. Ole Miss 32 points per game, 308 yards per game. Penn State scores 40 points per game and 414 yards per game. This was the matchup lens. Penn State plays grown man's complementary ball, run game and defense discipline. Ole Miss is dangerous but volatile. They score, but they'll always give you a chance with mistakes. Over 4 quarters, Penn State's run game and third down deficiency wears you down. The elite power line was Penn State by 5.5. OU, or in the over-under, was 52.5. Let's take a look. Let's go right back here. So, a little bit under on the under, and Ole Miss pulls out the victory. So, right now, we're looking into the Final Four. We have 3 SEC teams and 1 ACC team. So, I'm not going to be one to point fingers or say one's better than the other, but let's be honest. SEC, that's where the grown man football. I know Florida State won the first national championship. But hey, Oklahoma won last year. Oklahoma's in it this year. So can they repeat? We'll have to take a look and see. My honest opinion, I played Ole Miss. I think I did beat him the first time, but I think it was a really close game. So we'll be on a neutral site. So it should be interesting. Then we have Oklahoma against Virginia Tech. I ain't gonna lie, to me that's a pick'em game. I played both Oklahoma and I played both. I have not played Virginia Tech yet. So my feeling is that might end up being a pickup game. So if I was a bet man, all right, I think it's going to end up being Oklahoma against Tennessee. That's where my money would be at. So just my opinion on it is that's where it's going to be in Oklahoma and Tennessee. I'm not going to sit there and pick a winner and say Oklahoma's going to win. I did beat Tennessee in Tennessee during the season. I've played Oklahoma twice. I have beat them both times, both in Tennessee. We're going to be on a neutral site. I know Oklahoma's coach has already been telling, he's like, I would like to get a game where I'm not playing at your place. And I get that. Believe me, home field advantage is real in this game. Like, so real. So, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing that matchup just to be able to say, hey, you're getting Oklahoma and, Oklahoma and Tennessee, see that clash and kind of settle that once and for all who's the best in the SEC. And I wouldn't say the best between the two because, I mean, obviously, one game could be completely different from another. I knew this Auburn game. I played Auburn twice this year. I will say I controlled both games from start to finish. I did not think I didn't think things were going to go this way this time. I thought it was going to be a close game, and it turned out being that. And I did get up early in the game, but hey, it's 4 quarters. I think a lot of people, if any of y'all watched that A&M game this last weekend, it's 4 quarters. The first 2 quarters, that's one thing. You got to finish it. It's all 60 minutes. So that's the look at the playoffs. We will be moving on here pretty soon. So look, next segment we have going on. Let me see if I can get this set up. Let me switch this over to the main line. So the main segments we're going to go over tonight are going to basically be our make sure I have everything set up here. Oh, these are for my next ones. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, that's what I'm going to want. And I think we have the Elite 8 stuff coming up next here. Yep. So what we have next now, the next segment we're going to go over is our Elite 8. It's a power ranking. This has nothing to do with a ranking was the top 25. This is strictly based off the first 3 seasons we've had, where we think players are. Earl put this together for me. Big shout outs to him for helping me. He did give me a total of 11, so we might actually go over some of the extra ones he gave me. But I have the Power 8 here, so let's go ahead. We're gonna get this set up. Here we go. All right. This is the Power 8. So, like I said, this is nothing based on anything other than the fact of where we see guys are sitting at right now after we have the season so far. Where guys rank. So, like I said, it's not having to do the top 25. It's just basically based on the last 3 seasons on where we sit. So, first we have Oklahoma at number 1. Number 2, Double D, that's me. We are sitting at number 2 with Tennessee. Number 3, Auburn, who is Montage. I'm definitely not going to disagree with that. Dude's been, we played 4 times total. He beat me the first time. I've won the last 3. But, yeah, nothing but respect for the guy. Benny is number 4. I ain't gonna lie. Big Ten competition is okay. I don't know. I'm an SEC guy. I know the guys in my SEC conference I know the ballers. So, then we have Yak and ACC, Florida State. We got Night Knowles, SMU. Night Knowles has actually been, I can't remember if he played, it was either Oregon or Night Knowles that played in the championship game against Yak, and Yak won that game. So we got Night Knowles, who just got knocked out actually by Earl, and then we have North Carolina State. He's a newer guy, but I think he rolled off like 10 straight wins to be able to start off the season and get into when he got into the playoffs. Ended up losing to Oklahoma. And then we have Fant with Oregon. So let's see here. Let me find my write-up that Earl did for me. Give me just a second here. Bam. All right, Oklahoma. So let's start with Oklahoma, number 1 power rate team. Oklahoma climbs to the top behind a mix of dominance and championship success. Switzer's program won a national title in Season 2 and consistently fields one of the nation's strongest rosters. The Sooners rarely stumble and remain the most complete, stable powerhouse in the sport. I know last year he actually ended up he had Lagway and Mater. It was crazy. Which I can't remember. I don't know. I don't think he has those guys this year. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. All right, let's move on to number 2 team, Tennessee. The Vols continue to rise with Double D transforms Tennessee into a yearly playoff threat. The offensive explosive, recruiting is climbing, and consecutive double-digit win seasons prove they are built to last. They sit close right behind Oklahoma in gaining. So when I say gaining, we're coming for you. We're coming for you, Switzer. We're coming. It's Rocky Top all day, baby. So, yeah. So, this will be, so hopefully, hey, maybe I'm moving up there. Uh-oh. So, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to the coaching seat. So, I know Bass is looking. I know there was rumors he might be going to San Diego State University, but supposedly nothing had been signed. So, maybe we'll get breaking news on the podcast. We'll see. Maybe we'll get it. All right, so our number 3 ranked team, Montage with Auburn. Montage has crafted one of the toughest, most disciplined teams in the country. Auburn's defense is elite. Their identity is clear, and they almost never beat themselves. A playoff breakthrough feels overdue, not unlikely. Totally agree. My feeling is Montage is very strong with the run game. If you can slow that down, he's forced to pass. His concepts, I totally understand where he's going with his concepts. I think for me, that's my thing is I kind of have, if I can be able to, the more I've played him, and he's probably going to say the exact same thing about me, the more he's played me, you start to pick up those guys' tendencies and be able to figure out what things are going. I know he hit me, he was in 4 wide with trips to one side, and he ran the drag underneath. I had a feeling, because he ran it first earlier in the game, he was going to go back to that deep dig, and I jumped over there and made a play to stop it on the 3rd down to turn it into a 4th down. So I nothing but respect. Obviously, I've said that a number of times. So, number 4 is Benny at Penn State. Last year's number one slides slightly, but Penn State remains a juggernaut. Their roster is loaded, and their consistency is unmatched. The one thing missing, a postseason statement win to bump them back into the top tier. And I have and this is my opinion, the Big Ten's not that strong. Kaz, I love you. You're my boy. It's not that strong. So, I mean, him and Ohio State has basically been running the show over there. I asked, actually, can I have Penn State and Ohio State on my schedule at the beginning of this year? I'm ready to make a statement. I'm ready to show the SEC is the place. So, then we hit number 5. We have Yak and Florida State. Florida FSU surges into the top 5 under Coach Yak. The Seminoles have become a balanced, dangerous team that develops talent at a high level. With recruiting trending upward, they're inching towards the national title contention. So I know Yak missed out on making the playoffs this year. I don't expect that to go very much longer. I haven't got a chance to get to play Yak. I would love to be able to play against him, just because I like the competition. So I want to be able to get in there. Next, we have number 6. We have Night Knowles and SMU. SMU keeps outperforming expectations and owns one of the stronger win-loss records of this era. Their head-to-head wins over Oklahoma still carries weight, but recruiting trails the true elites, keeping them at number 6. Still, nobody overlooks the team anymore. And I have really found a formula for me that really works for recruiting. I think right now Tennessee is number 4 on the list. I think that's where we stand. Because I found a formula that really kind of works for me. It's not 100% accurate. I think I had 3 5-star recruits. 2 of them were normals. One's elite, but hey, 2 of them were normal. So I mean, it really is kind of a crapshoot with those guys or with those recruits. So next one we have number 7, Fern in North Carolina State. The Wolfpack are this ranking's biggest climber. Fern has built a rugged, efficient defense capable of upsetting the top programs. They still lack the raw star power of the top teams, but their rise feels real and sustainable. And that's something I really have to say with NCAA football, with college football, is that you really can win with lower tier teams. It is harder though whenever you play against someone that's a great user and has strong power. So just to let you know, guys, know I am going to try, if we have time, because this is starting to run a little longer than I expected anyway. If I have time at the end, I am going to do a Q&A with the rest of the team, with everybody that's here for the live show, and just answer the questions. If y'all had questions for me, what y'all think, or how I think, and kind of just throw that out there too. So hopefully we can get that thing. One thing I did is to not test this layout for that one. So we'll have to check that out. I don't know how that's going to go. So our number 8 team in the Elite 8 is Fant in Oregon. Oregon returns to the national relevance behind improved quarterback play and offensive firepower. A playoff run to the national championship year 1. The trajectory is strong. Defensive improvements could push them into the top tier. So again, if we looked at this, so just kind of I don't have them out here, so I'm just going to let you guys know. So the next ones we have are the next 3. We have Virginia Tech and Earl. Earl's already making a statement. I'm going to say it now. Earl's going to be in the top 8 at the beginning of the season. We got Earl at number 9. We have Von Miller and Cody, Texas A&M at number 10. I am interested to see how Cody handles the death sentence. Not be able to recruit 5 or 4 stars next year, for the next 2 years, I think it is, because of sanctions. It's going to be interesting. If anyone can do it, it's probably Cody. And quite honestly, if he's able to win and produce and get into the playoffs with those sanctions in place, dude, that's impressive by itself, quite honestly. That might be more impressive than winning a national championship. Number 11 is Capers and UCLA, who did make the playoff this year. Another Big Ten team. Again, I think the Big Ten is overrated. So that's our final ones. These are the final thoughts from Earl on this. The new era is emerging. Oklahoma reclaims the throne. Tennessee and Auburn keep pushing upward, and the programs like North Carolina State, Oregon, and SMU continue to reshaping the national picture. The gap between spots 4 to 10 is razor thin. One big season could flip the entire board. Totally agree. Cannot agree more. So this is something I would like to try to do probably if Earl can get them to me. We might have some other people put some ideas in here, or if I have to pick it up and run with it one time. Earl did a great job. So again, Earl, if you're listening, thank you, man. I really do appreciate it. So that will be a segment I'll try to do every week, is kind of go over our power rankings here. Obviously, we're going to have some of the top 25 to kind of review sometimes, but power rankings at the end of the season I think are pretty cool and good to go. So that will be where we go next. So our next segment that we have lined up here is going to be the coaching hot seat. Let's get this set up. All right. Oh, there we go. All right, coaching hot seat. It's the end of the season, dude. We got all types of crazy stuff. When I first asked, I actually asked Skeet, "Hey, can you help me out with all the coaching moves?" Dude, there's so much going on, and there's stuff's going on right now. It's crazy. It's just, I mean, it looks like we might actually have some breaking news tonight on the show about a new coach, about Coach Bass picking up a new program. So I might have some of these wrong as far as like the circumstances in which they lost their jobs or picked up a job, but this is my understanding on where we kind of sit with right now. So these are the coaches that are in, or the coaches that are out. So these are coaches that were in jobs and now currently don't have their jobs, whether they were fired, resigned, quit, or they left for a new job. Obviously, leaving for a new job is the better one of the group. So, Coach Bass, coach of Notre Dame, take off one of our fearless leaders and commissioners here. Unfortunately, his days at Notre Dame are over. It's unfortunate. They feel like they just need a new change. So they do have a new coach coming in, a new user coming in. They got offered the job. I will get to that here in a second. But unfortunately, takeoff is on. Oh, he didn't get fired. Are we sure about that? I feel like he probably got fired. I feel like there are some standards there in Notre Dame that weren't getting met. Oh, so Smoke. Hey, Smoke. So you did not get fired. Okay. You were the one I did not know for sure if you were a 5-star. I actually changed this just a few minutes ago. Not a few minutes, but a little earlier today. I thought that you had not chosen to leave and went to lane. So my bad. So let me go ahead and click this clear. Let me go ahead and not start the rumors now. Smoke was not fired. He decided to leave on his own accord and go to Tulane. I'm not gonna say, I don't know why he would do that. Couldn't handle the SEC. But Smoke is choose to leave or knew you were not going to be able to win an SEC title. No, I'm just kidding. So Coach Bass is out at Notre Dame. Where he's going next, maybe we'll find out tonight. We'll see. Coach Wu, Miami, out of there. Just was not getting it done. Winning percentage was awful. So Miami decided to go in a different direction. Coach Saucy Boy, Baylor, who made the playoffs, has left Baylor, but he left for a new job, and we'll get to that a little later as well. So we got him. He's out at Baylor. Then we have Big Smoke, LSU. I should go in here and just mark this off and put a little box over that and change it. He was not fired. Let's make this very clear. Not fired. So he actually left. He took a new job, and we'll get to that as well. Then we had Coach T-Chap at Colorado. He's no longer there. He took a new job too. We'll get into that. And then Coach Tremex, former Ohio State coach, is out. Resigned due to some scandals. Wasn't willing to take the heat and take the punishment for his actions, and he's out of there. So those are our coaches that are currently going to be out. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, we got some big changes there coming down the road. So will be interesting to see how that goes. And let's go ahead and get to some of the coaches where they've changed and where they've gone to. So these are who's in. Coach Saucy Boy is now the Notre Dame head coach. So Coach Bass out, Saucy Boy is in. He turned that Baylor team around and got them to the playoffs. So Notre Dame has nothing but positive opportunities for him to come in and change that around. Great program there in Notre Dame, blue blood. So we'll be interested to see him probably making the playoffs on a regular basis there at Notre Dame. Then we got Smoke taking his talents to Tulane. Word on the street is he wants to win a conference championship, and he was not going to be able to do it at LSU. So we'll have to see about that. So yeah, he's going to Tulane. The Green Wave have a new coach there. I do like Tulane's unis. I will say that. So we'll see what Smoke can do. Get him a national and maybe be that at-large bid, get into the playoffs. Then Coach T-Chap is out at Colorado, but he took the job at Indiana, so there's a new hire there. So we have a new user in the Big Ten, which is going to leave now. My understanding, because there's a lot of conversation about this in the Discord, is that we only have 3 users right now in the Big 12. Now that might change, because I think we have some new guys that are coming in. Some guys are getting promoted, from my understanding, and we'll get to those too as well here to maybe fill some of those positions, or they might be moving in and filling some positions in the SEC. There's some good teams in the SEC that are open right now. Alabama, Georgia, I think both those teams are open. I don't think Georgia's actually available for any users to get taken, because actually Georgia offered me their job. I wasn't going to take it anyway. Rocky Top bitches, come on. What's going on there? What are you thinking? So I don't think that's a user can take them this year. I think it's next year they're going to be off the ban list. But yeah, Alabama's there available. LSU obviously could be a team that someone can pick up and get there. So we'll see what goes on there. Spoke said he's going to own the 12th spot. So yeah, so that's going to be our next. So that's the coaches right now that are in. Now, who do we have that's going to be coming back and maybe getting promoted? So these are guys that are currently either getting new jobs, looking for new jobs because they lost their jobs, or they're going to get promoted from our lower dynasties. They've proven themselves, and now they're getting moved up to the big leagues, into the elite league. So these are our new guys. So we have Coach Bass. The rumors are he was going to San Diego State University, but I just got word that he might not be going to San Diego State University. He might be going somewhere else. He might be taking one of the Big 12 teams. Who knows? Wait to see. Maybe we'll get some stuff tonight. Then we have Coach Wu. Did not have a whole lot of offers from many schools, so he might actually have to run some time at Jackson State, get his feet, show that he can prove at a program and win before he can get moved back into some of these big boys that can kind of compete there. Then we got some new guys. They're going to be adding to the R2C Elite ranks. We got Coach the Canadian Cancer. He's being promoted. Don't know what team he's taking yet, so this will be an update. So my plan is actually try to do the show at least once a week. So at the rate we're going, we're going to be actually in the off season. We actually have to do a early off season show. So we'll see how that goes. Then we have Coach the Beast. He is also, we don't know for sure what team he's taken. He's being promoted from the lower ranks. And then we have Surtalk. I don't know if Surtalk's in any of our lower ranks. I just know him because obviously he's been involved with some of our other stuff or some of our other content creation that we've been involved with. So he might just be coming in because he's a great content creator, which would be great. I like Surtalk. So it'll be interesting. I know he had a lot to say about some of my gameplay. And oh, I'll fix it. Thank you. So I guess got notified that my ticker has a misspelled word. So yeah, Surtalk is rumored to maybe be taking Bama, so he might be in the Big 12 or the SEC, and I will get a chance to play him. So we'll see. He did have some words to say about my playing style, but I've changed a little bit of what I do anyway as far as that goes. So, I do have still some of the same. Oh, Smoke said he definitely will not be going to. All right, not going to Bama. I've already been told now, those are rumors that are untrue. Those damn message boards, they get you every time, man. They'll get you every time. So, that is who we have on the coaching alert. So, we will see how those go. All right, so what do we have next on the agenda here? Let's see. Oh, recruiting wars. So, let's get into recruiting. So this is going to be our next one. Let's see. There we go. And we want that off. Okay. All right, let's get everything here. All right, so we're getting into the recruiting wars because this is it. This is where you make and break your team. Now, one of the great things about college football, especially now, is transfer portal. You can build a team literally from the transfer portal if you had to. So, like for me, the last 2 seasons, I've had to get a quarterback from the transfer portal. Now, I will say I end up getting 2 quarterbacks out of the transfer portal that I'm actually didn't end up playing them. I've already had my guy on the roster who became our players, our baller. So we are good to go there. So yeah, you can definitely find if you got a hole that needs to get filled, and this has kind of been my way of looking at things or trying to build, is that if I have a senior that's leaving, and I don't have a freshman on my roster already or an underclassman already on my roster, the chances are I'm going to have to fill that position next year as the starter with a transfer. I am not going to start a true freshman under most circumstances. One exception for me was a tight end. It's hard to find good athletic tight ends, period. So when I recruited one, I made sure that he was going to be playing. So that was the one freshman that actually ended up playing for me. I think yeah, because my other freshman I ended up starting was a defensive tackle. He'd already been on my roster. So that's always been kind of my thing, is recruiting that way. So, so this is what we got for recruiting wise. Let's see if I can get over here. Do I have to get out and get back in? That would suck. Or maybe I can't get into it. Let me put the ready for advance. I'm going to get out and get back in fast. Let me see if this works. Hold on. If not, we might just get into some of the end of the year awards. And then we'll open it up for some questions that might actually work out. I wanted to try to get the show out to about an hour. So, luckily, thanks to my wife and my family for letting me be able to sit down and start doing this on a more regular basis. So let's see if it lets me see recruiting wise what we got here. It won't let me see him. That sucks. You know what? Take off that. My wife would love to hear you say that. She was the one that set up the Christmas tree for me. So, she's already asked me if I'd done any Zoom calls for work, and they've mentioned the Christmas tree yet. And I said, no, not yet. But thank you for mentioning it. She'll definitely appreciate that. So this is where I can take a look at recruiting. So on the recruiting ticker at the bottom, they do have our top 10. So right now, our top 10 recruiting, and actually, I can probably, let me see if I can probably have this written down somewhere. Hold on just a second, fellas. All right, so this is currently our top 10 recruiting class. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so number 1 recruiting class right now is Oklahoma. So obviously, Coach Switzer over there is continuing to build a program that's going to be able to compete in not just the SEC, but for national championships every single season. So we will definitely see it. Then we have Texas A&M, who like I said before, actually has sanctions coming down on them. So this will probably be the last year. Well, it will be. It'll be the last year they're probably in the top 25 of recruiting, unless he freaking pulls out some 3-stars that are some others. So currently he's number 2. Number 3 is Tennessee. Like I said, I think my team is pretty balanced. I tell you what, good way for me to promote this. Night Knowles did, if you get a chance, Night Knowles did a podcast yesterday. Went really in depth in recruiting. Definitely check out that if you want to get really in depth with a lot of recruiting stuff that went on so far. I will get more in depth with more podcasts in the future. Unfortunately, I don't even have access to it right now. I forgot during the playoffs that the first week you're available. After that, you really can't even see anything. But number 4 on the list for recruiting is Penn State. Then we have Virginia Tech, Florida at number 6. Number 7 is Florida State. Number 8, Auburn. Number 9, Boston College. And number 10, Georgia. So of that, we have 1, 2, 3. The top 3 teams are all SEC teams. And then we have 4, 5. So we have 6. We have 6 SEC teams in the top 10. And you want to know why I think the SEC is the premier conference in R2C. We got good recruiters, we got good players, so we will see how that goes. So yeah, so that's what we're looking at as far as recruiting. Let me see. I can actually switch this over. So yeah, so that's where we got as far as the recruiting wars. We'll always be recruiting, always recruiting. That's what you should be able to, always closing, always recruiting. Uh, so yeah, so that's where we're looking at as far as that goes, as far as the recruiting goes. We are kind of set up to kind of move along there and get into the next season. So yeah, I'll definitely have more recruiting stuff at the end. So all right, so I got about 10 minutes left. So what I'm gonna do is let me see if this event is ready to go. Uh, oh, it is working. Okay, cool. Okay. I don't really. Oh, let me change the lower third here. Lower third. Hold on 1 second. Nope, not that one. Huh. I have gone brain dead on how I want to set this up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, sorry. All right. There we go. All right, cool. All right. So let's open this up to questions. Anyone? Let's see if we have anybody. Let me go roll through here. See if anybody has any questions. Q&A for a little bit of time here. I want to say what we're doing. Pre-play. Okay, let's see. So we got some clarification. So this is where I'm gonna open up. Has anyone got questions for me? Yeah, thank girls. Yeah, I can't see recruits. It just kind of sucks. Forgot during the last one, you can't really kind of do it very much as far as that goes. So do I think that Tulane can win the American Conference? That's a question there from Smoke. So, Smoke, obviously I played you at least one time. No doubt that I think you can win the American. Uh, just getting out there and being able to compete. Your offense is very much a attacking down the field type offense. I think if you can get some recruits in there as far as like the speed, I think you'll be able to set this up with. Cody said no. Uh, so yeah, just you're not gonna have comp over there. So now well, it probably won't hurt you if you win. If you win all your games, the chances are you're gonna get into the playoffs. It's gonna move you up in the rankings and get you in. Now, if for some reason you find one of the big dogs on your schedule, it's probably gonna hurt you. But your conference play is the only thing that really matters when it comes down to it. Now, obviously, being able to get you moved up in the rankings, that's going to be the big key for it, is that you do need some quality wins to kind of get your ranking moved up. So, I just know something. Let me fix this while I'm here. Yeah, I got to fix that. Lower thirds over here. So let me fix this really quick. Sorry guys, I just saw something that I need to fix. There we go. I think that's going to do it. Yeah, there we go. All right. I had some overlay problems there. Okay. So, yeah. Just wait. I'm going to get there and be patient. So, Smoke's already calling dibs. He's getting that 12th spot. It's done. So, yeah. So, one thing, obviously, I thought that I was got some little bit of, I got some message board chatter out there that Bama might be going to a new user. That is definitely not the case. So Bama's still out there. So it looks like we have 3 new users joining the R2C Elite Dynasty. We do not know who they are going to be in. Do see we have a couple of people that are brand new to the chat. First time putting some stuff in here. And I want to say thank you for joining. If you're not a follower, make sure you're following me. We're going to start putting these out every Tuesday. I'm going to have to change up the date every once in a while. If not, and I can't, I might just pre-record the show up and then just kind of kind of just put it out there. So, but I definitely want to do this at least once a week. Obviously, for you guys too, if y'all want to be able to be a host on the show, I have things set up to be able to bring you on. You can live feed from your phone. You can just basically get on your phone and call in. If you don't have your computer stuff set up, I'm going to use OBS Ninja to kind of get guests in. You can be involved with the show. I already have some panels set up for extra people. So yeah, I'm definitely in for being able to kind of incorporate you guys to be able to be in here and be able to kind of brand or explain your brand and be able to get out there. So especially you got some energy, you got some feedback. I'm definitely going to be looking to do a lot more strategy type stuff too. Like, if y'all have questions for me as far as like how do I, what are some ways you break things down? Hey, so Cody, hey, I brought that up earlier if you weren't here. If anyone can survive the ban, I think it's going to be you. I think it's going to be super hard for you to do it just because you're playing in the SEC. That's the big kicker. But if anyone can do it, it's probably you. It's just about, for me, I think if I was put in that situation, because I have played obviously in some dynasties, I've had to rebuild bad teams that and they still had great competition that was in the league. It wasn't like the entire league was rebuilders. It was only that one. So the biggest thing and the biggest struggle is going to be you're having to do 3 stars. So Takeoff, you might be able to kind of explain and do this while I'm here. Will he be able to still recruit out of the transfer portals guys that were 4 or 5 star guys? If their guys are there, then he can get them. But it will be all about, hey, you can build and you can find talent, especially at the skill position stuff. You can find them as 3 stars. It is gonna be harder. You might have to change up a little your philosophy stuff, or you might just have to go full spread. I mean, that's what the spread was really kind of about when it first got bring out. The spread in the air raid was kind of getting the players out in space and trying to take away the fact of the bigger, stronger teams. If you try to play bully ball with them, you were gonna get pushed around. So that's the reason why that spread really came popular, is that you were able to say, hey, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna get the ball out in space and have someone try to make a play and make someone miss. So I think that's basically for me, that's how I was kind of look at it. Defensively, you're still, but I mean, I guess that's the other thing too, is like when it comes to defense, it really is all about scheming in a lot of ways. Like for me personally, I don't need a whole lot of speed in the secondary simply because I don't play a whole lot of man. When I do, it's sparingly. It's like literally situational type situations when I play man, and so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, no kidding. So, but yeah, so Cody, hey, like I said, I have nothing but respect for the fact that some guys might say, well, screw this, I'm out, and you're staying. I think that's great, quite honestly. Much respect from me for you doing it that way, and saying, hey, okay, fine, I did something wrong, so be it. I'm gonna learn from it, and I'm gonna prove to you anyway. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna win. That's what I'm here to do. So, so that's kind of how I think if anyone can do it, Cody, it might be you. It's just gonna be hard to do it in the SEC. If you were doing it in the ACC, I'm not gonna bash on the ACC. I think ACC is the second best conference in the dynasty. If you were doing it, the Big Ten's good too. If you were in the Big 12, no doubt. I know we were having this big conversation earlier about how weak the Big 12 was, but the Big 12 had good users. It's just that conference just doesn't have the talent like the other conferences do anyway. That's how it is in real college football. So, so yeah, so that would be definitely interesting on how that goes. Anybody else got any other questions? Anything y'all want to talk about? Like I said, I got a little bit of time. I got like 3 minutes here before I was going to try to cut out. So, but yeah, if anyone is kind of tuning in or seeing this for the first time, R2C Elite, contact information can be found at the beginning of the video for some of our stuff. Reach out to one of our commissioners, get in the league, see if you can find it. Tune in. Become a follower for me, and tune in to. If you're interested, just hit us up on the chat here. I'll get your information. I'll pass it along if I need to. So we're here to build a great community, a great group of guys. Most of our older guys. Most of us are family guys, and we're dads. Dads. We got some people. I know, a lot of the guys I've been playing with for years, they have grandkids. So, uh, yeah, so if you're definitely looking to get involved with a bunch of guys that are looking to have some fun, talk some trash, talk some ball, just have some fun with it. None of us are out here to really kind of, disrespect or get, hurt people's feelings, anything like that. I don't know about hurt people's feelings. I might be down to hurt some people's feelings, but all in all, we're here to respect people. Uh, these guys are wasting that a lot of times an hour of their life. Now, look, good thing about our leagues is we advance once every 3 days. So it gives you lots of times for you to kind of schedule. Like I said, we're family people, so you can schedule your games. Biggest thing is just we are about content creators. So if you're a content creator, there's a couple of guys I do follow on YouTube that put out really good stuff. Like I said, if you want to play sim ball and learn some stuff about ball, there's some people out there that can teach you some good stuff that you can apply to the game that's real ball. And I would love to get some of those guys in there. I might actually try to do that. So anyway, that is all we have for our first debut show. I hope you guys liked it. So yeah, so if we could definitely get guys in here and do this on a more regular basis, I would love to do it. We're going to get this up on the YouTube channel for R2C Elite. As soon as I finish up here and close this out, I will try to get this uploaded or send this over to Takeoff, or you can get this uploaded. But that will do it for us for tonight for the very first episode, episode 1 in the books. If any of you guys are interested in wanting to be more involved with the show, definitely hit me up, send me a DM. Love to have you on. That's it. Double D and double coverage. We are out.